everybody? My name is Michael Grass. This is the Grassroots 304 podcast, episode number 52. And tonight I got the guys from Dinosaur. This is John and Nick, and they're out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And tonight is their first night playing here at the shop. So welcome to Charleston, and welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's a cool room.
Yeah, it is cool in here.
It sounds great.
Yeah. What
Got
do
the
you guys
soft
think?
floors, got all the treatment, got a great sound system. Looks and sounds cool in there.
Yeah, it's definitely got a vibe to it, and it does sound really good too.
Yeah, I'm excited to play because I could just feel it from stage. There's bass coming out. Sounded real nice.
Yeah. Have you guys heard anything about this place before?
Like a little bit through our booking agent because he books disco.
Right. Yeah.
So he told us that it was a good crowd and that he didn't say anything about the room or anything, or like we weren't expecting it to be this nice and awesome. So.
Well, also, he did mention something about the video, and I saw that when I came in here, that studio, and I saw one of the videos that you guys have made here, and it was pretty awesome, so that was...
Talk about the, like the live stream videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty sophisticated. It's kind of, it's like similar to, you know what Nugs TV is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to them.
Yeah.
So, at least with the production and everything that we're using back there, so...
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. We did a video for Disco. I'm not sure I think we're doing one tonight. I saw our video guy in there, so I think we'll be doing one for you guys this evening as well. So,
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, tell me, guys, you're from Pittsburgh. What's the Pittsburgh scene like?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting. We don't have a whole lot of like mid-size venues.
Yeah.
It used to be the Rex Theater was kind of like our realm, kind of like the 300 to 500 cap room that catered to a lot of like local bands and like touring acts that weren't quite as big. They shut down after COVID, which sucks, and then basically that community has kind of migrated to the Thunderbird Cafe.
Okay, for the Thunderbird.
And that's kind of like where the local scene, or at least where we play all the time. Play there like once or twice a year.
I think it's been good, and it's been like we've definitely gotten a lot of support there, and I feel like every show I go to at the Thunderbird is good. Like there's people there.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's just a smaller scene, I'd say, because then there's like the step up to the Roxy, and then sorry.
The Roxy, it's like just a larger venue that's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've actually I've been to Pittsburgh once, never to any shows though. I don't know why. I just haven't made the opportunity to go do it. But yeah, actually Larry, you guys were talking to Larry, the owner, earlier. He took me up through Pittsburgh last year when we went to go see Crazy Legs, we were talking about as well. So yeah, one of these days. It's like Mac Miller's from Pittsburgh. You guys like Mac Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times.
Oh yeah, what was that like?
He was real fucked up. Real frigged up. Sorry.
That's okay.
I want to demonetize the video, but
it's all good.
he was like, it was kind of depressing actually. He was like really messed up and kind of couldn't really like perform too good.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Yeah, it was at my college. He was like doing a free concert.
CMU, he played at CMU.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was kind of sad.
What was that, like 2012, 2014?
This would have been, 2012 or 2013, yeah.
It's like back like right before he kind of blew up sort of thing.
Yep, yeah. Right before he got way too big for that kind of event in Pittsburgh, so, yeah.
Interesting. It's, Mac Miller. What do you guys think about fame? If you were ever to get fame, like, how would you handle it? Would you keep it from getting to your head, or would you guys still do the same?
I feel like I would not like to be that famous, just because it seems like you kind of lose a lot of privacy and you get a lot of criticism no matter how good you are at something.
There's always going to be haters.
Oh yeah, and I'd like to think that I'd be able to navigate that, but I guess you never really know.
Right.
And I would definitely prefer to be like a behind the scenes but successful type of success, like people don't really know who you are but you're doing well kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but we're brothers, by the way. But
yeah.
I think neither of us really handle criticism that well, and I think I'd probably end up like deleting all my social media and just just letting a social media manager handle all that. And then,
Just ghosting out.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you because you start to get online and then maybe you voice your opinion about things and then of course somebody won't agree with you and people can spin things into whatever that they want based off of how you say something. It can be twisted.
Yeah, like even in like within the jam scene, like watching the whole like Goose Drummer changeover and like seeing how everybody was like in their business and it was right out in public. It was like super. I was just like, that would kind of suck to have everybody watching you that closely and
Right.
in your personal stuff. But I mean, it kind of comes with the territory, I guess. And if you get to that place, you're doing something right. So not looking for it, but I guess. Yeah, haven't thought about that because I'm not sure if that'll ever happen. But
Right. Okay. Well, guys, why don't you tell me about the name Chalk Dinosaur? What inspired the name behind that?
That was all you.
I started that in college, and I was writing a lot of songs. I had like just got into songwriting and recording. I was writing a ton of music, and I just wanted a name, like an artist's name, to put it out under because I didn't feel like just using my name. I don't have one of those names that's like Bruno Mars or something. It's like John O'Halloran's like, it's like too hard to spell and remember.
Is it Bruno Mars a stage name though? Or is he
I don't
is he
know.
born Bruno Mars?
I'm not sure, but like one of those names like
Stands out.
like there's lots of them. Stevie Ray Vaughan or something.
Sure.
Something like, I don't have one of those names, so needed a name to do it, and was just looking for a name that wasn't taken, and was feeling super nostalgic, having just moved away. Kind of like, it was like the college years was kind of like a clear line between childhood and adulthood, so I was kind of thinking about some childhood imagery type of stuff. And just pick that combination of words, and that's just what it is now.
Okay, so there's not really too much meaning behind Chalk Dinosaur.
Just
Just some words.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it definitely stands out, and it's kind of easy to remember, when you see it on the lineup of other bands.
That's good.
Kind of like pigeons playing ping pong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe is where I first saw you guys at Dome Fest, maybe in 2018 or 2019.
Oh, wow.
At Marvin's?
At Marvin's, yeah.
Oh wow.
The one and only time it was at Marvin's, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time up there. That was my first grooving, or not grooving, shit. That was my first Dome Fest, and had a great time. I got tickets to the radio. I used to be on the radio, have a radio show, and I played jam bands like you guys and electronic music and really like anything that I liked. And I contacted, I think Jeremy Sean's people, like his agent or something, and got him to work out a deal to send us some press passes and some tickets for the people listening. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great festival, and we loved it, and the venue and everything about it, except for the cops on the way in. They were pretty intense.
Yeah, what were your experience with the cops like?
They were just stopping lots of people and searching everyone. Which,
Right.
Yeah. It seemed like, from what I've heard, that's like pretty standard for Marvin's, but
I've heard that in the past. At least where All Good was there for many years, and the police up there, they're pretty tough on people. So I don't know, maybe get there early. I didn't have any issues with cops. Pigeons playing ping pong, Dome Fest. How do you guys blend electronic music and jam bands, and what challenges do you face merging these genres?
that's like a 2-hour question.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, give you the mic. How do we blend the? Well, we I use a lot of synthesizers, keyboards. I do a lot of like studio production kind of stuff and produce like all different kinds of music. And electronic music is one of the kinds that I kind of gravitate towards, and jam music. So like putting them together, I think the challenge was figuring out how to like integrate the sounds, I guess, into like a band setting. And so I use this device called an Octatrack, which is a hardware sampler, and it just like plays audio. It has effects. All my keyboards plug into it. It kind of like controls everything, and it syncs everything, and that's how like Nick stays in sync. It like sends a metronome. So like that's like the key piece that can allow us to kind of have the sound, the width of sound, I guess, like the, you know, variety of sound and like the electronic music tones and stuff, and then, you know, with that, you know, live guitars and bass and like some live drums. But actually, like, I guess it's probably a good time to mention that the Chalk Dinosaur Ensemble is the 4-piece band, and that still blends electronic and jam, but it definitely leans more on the jam side because there's another guitar player, there's a live bass player, but it still has a lot of electronic music influence. And then Chalk Dinosaur, what we've been touring, is our 2-piece band, and that's definitely leans a lot more on like the music production and electronic music side, but still, you know, live guitar and drums and some talk box stuff. But I think the challenge with blending that is figuring out how to just like sync everything up and have everything work together, and then figuring out how to be flexible with it is definitely something that we're working on, just figuring out how to, you know, have everything integrated but flexible enough that we can kind of change things up and transition from songs and stuff. So kind of, I think that's the most challenging part, is figuring out how to get everything to work together and be synced up together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, well, the biggest challenge to me, I think, has been trying to figure out our niche. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, you know, as an electronic duo, we don't quite fit in the jam, like the traditional jam scene. Like, we open for Pigeons and everyone's like, what the hell, it's like 2 guys, and then like they hear it and they're like, okay,
Right.
like this is okay. But, you know, I think a lot of people see us, and a lot, especially promoters, and that maybe aren't sure like what kind of sound we're gonna produce from just like the 2 guys. But the 4-piece definitely is our more traditional, like we fit, you know, really well into the jam scene. But I think with the duo, at some point we'd like to, you know, try and branch out and like you know, lean even more into the electronic promotion side, and like try and see if we can get more into like, you know, purely electronic events, which we haven't. We're pretty solidly in the jam scene right now. But yeah,
I think it's kind of, it's really hard to place. That is like a big challenge, because it's a lot of it's electronic music, but a lot of it's like really inspired by jam music. So it kind of fits, and like the vibe kind of fits, like funk and like psychedelic dance kind of stuff.
Definitely.
But yeah, it doesn't totally fit, and it also doesn't totally fit, you know, if we were to play an event that was like all DJs, it would also be out of place there. So it's kind of like there's a little spot in music where there's like, you know, Sun Squabby, Break Science, the Floozies, that kind of like merge the two. But yeah, I guess like, you know, I guess there's only so much we can do about that. Just play it and see if people like it, I guess.
You think the jam scene can be difficult in regards to you know, people's opinion on what sounds good and what doesn't sound good? I mean, ultimately, jamming is a mix. It's a blend of different sounds, different genres. But you know, what do you think about people and their thoughts of that?
I think it's been super nice at this at the level that we're at. Like, everybody has been really welcoming and really supportive, and that is what really drew me to it. And it's a lot different than other scenes of music that I've been in. It's really supportive, really non-judgmental. I do feel like once you get to a certain point of success, people start, you know, firing shots at you. You know, you see it in comment sections on any like successful band. But you know, you could say that about anybody that gets to a level of success where they're like being put in front of people's face that didn't seek it out, I guess. That, you know, then that happens. But I mean, up to this point, everybody's been super nice, and some of the nicest musicians and like staff and you know, audience members.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I no further comment.
Okay, so it's not an all inclusive community then. It's open.
Oh. Oh yeah. Well, like, I think we had from like 2007 to 2011, I guess, we were playing in a totally different scene that was much more like cold and kind of like cutthroat. The jam scene's been like amazing in that regard. Like all the musicians and the fans have been like really awesome and warm and nice.
They have been open-minded because like the show we're playing tonight, it's like very different than what you would expect if you were at a jam show or something. But people have definitely been open to it, which is very nice. Nobody's thrown any tomatoes or anything yet.
That's good. No beer bottles flying at the stage yet. I think of that scene from the Blues Brothers. All right, guys, let's talk about your music a little bit. You released 2 albums in 2023. Tell me about that and the challenges you faced releasing 2 albums in 1 year.
Stuck in Between and Punch Funk Love, I think. That would probably be it. And then there was an EP too called Sink or Swim. But yeah, Punch Funk Love, that was more of the electronic side of Chalk Dinosaur. And those were songs and ideas that had been like collecting for the past, the previous year or two. A lot of them started out as like Instagram. I was like doing a little experiment trying to make a bunch more, 60 minutes of like me putting a beat together or something. And then that album was like, I went and finished those ideas. So that's definitely like more electronic. And then Stuck in Between is the Chalk Dinosaur ensemble. That was the 4-piece band. That was like a collaborative album between all of us. And that one, we had kind of started playing some of those songs about a year before, and then some of them we kind of, once we had a goal of recording the album, we kind of put them together. So I think, the challenge for that one was just prioritizing getting it done, like booking the studio time and kind of making a commitment, like we're going to have an album ready, by this time, or like setting a goal for doing that, because, everybody's life is very busy. It's very easy to just like, a lot of time goes by,
right.
And, I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, oh, we need to like schedule something, because it's been like a year now.
Right, it's like next week is like next month, and next month's like 3 months down the line.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Punch Funk Love was the challenge of, that was one, it was like we released a single every month for a year just to see like what that would do, and it had a really big impact on, like by the end of that year, at least with Spotify listeners, that made a huge jump. But the challenge with that was it was just a bunch of half-finished ideas that, finishing the ideas is really the hard part. So it was just like having to just stop trying to write new stuff and just like finish all these old ideas.
Yeah. What's the most difficult about, I guess, finishing a song rather than starting it?
Well, the fun part, honestly, like the fun part is just coming up with the idea. Like I have hundreds of half-baked ideas on my computer. That's just the best part is like, oh, this is a cool chord progression. Like,
yeah.
I'll like, mess around with that for a while, and then you get bored of it, and you're like, I'm tired of hearing this song, and then you stop. And then like you go back and listen to it later, and you're like, I should really finish this idea, and then you lose the initial inspiration, and you're like, shit, like, what was I thinking when I did that? Or like, it's just harder to jump back in and finish it off.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I think the hard part is like when you have a blank slate, it's it's like real fun, come up with the ideas, but I think the thing that holds people up is the a little bit of perfectionism and doubt, like indecisiveness, because they're not sure like of what to do, and if they make a decision, they don't feel like they'll be happy with it, or they can't come up with anything that they feel like they like. But I feel like that's the hardest part. Like, can't come up with anything to complete this song, and that's why it'll never be finished, type of thing. And that happens to everyone. And then
it's just like writer's block too, but
yeah,
just musician's block or something.
Yeah, and to get over that, I think you just have to be okay with like making a decision, even if it's not great. Like even if you don't like it, just make a decision and keep doing that. And then I feel like you just get better at making those types of decisions and not just keeping it flowing. And I feel like you have to be okay with finishing something and not liking it as much. You have to be okay with it not being perfect.
Right. I was just trying to think of like a story of anybody in the past that's. I'm thinking of one, but I can't think of who it was or whoever said it necessarily. But it's like I made this album or I made this record. I wasn't too thrilled about it, but whenever it was released, it was super popular, and people loved it. And how some people just almost kind of cringe at the thought of like, oh, it's like that would suck, but people really liked it. So you got to be okay with, I guess, releasing something like you said that you may not totally have your heart behind, but at least it's going to be finished, and I guess people may enjoy it. You never know.
You're right, and that has happened for a lot of songs for us too, where it's like something I might have not even. I was like, I don't know if I should put this on the album, or like not so sure about this one. Like not a lot of confidence in it, and then it ends up being like one of the most, like people will specifically like talk about that one or something, and it happens all the time. It's really weird.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? You guys have a new release called Clear in My Mind. Why don't you tell me about that, and what's the song about?
That was a collaboration between me and Austin Litz.
Oh yeah, Austin's cool. We had him here on the couch.
Yeah.
This guy's a couple months ago.
Yeah, I've been seeing him around for years. Like he played at I think he played at a workout. He played at Dome Fest, Resonance, Mad Tea Party. Like I've been seeing him around for a long time, and then as we've gotten more active in the scene, I keep seeing him more. But I would always talk to him when I'd see him at festivals. I'd always talk to him about gear and like how he performs and stuff, because he does a lot of different stuff with his band. He's got a lot of instruments and a lot of like electronics, so I'm always asking questions, and he would always stop whatever he was doing and like talk to me about it for a long time, which was always appreciated. But eventually that turned into talking about doing something together, and this was just like the first thing that we did. So I kind of came up with the foundation of an idea, like a structure, and then like some rhythm elements, like rhythm section, bass and drums, and then Austin, he did flute and some keys, and had somebody that he collaborates with do some extra vocals on it. So yeah, I probably sent him the original idea in like December, and then it took a couple months, and then kind of slow and steady we chipped away at it till it was done. And his friend Owen Murphy did the album art for it of One Drop Design Studio. That's like his.
Yeah, I've heard of him before.
They do a lot of posters and stuff for events.
Maybe done like an enamel pins or something like that before for band.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of them before.
That cover kind of looks like an enamel pin.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. It was an exciting process, because I sent him some stuff, and a lot of times when you do a remote collaboration, it never pans out.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of gets forgotten about and never gets finished. So it's really nice that Austin just took it and ran with it and sent me a bunch of stuff back to use.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and he seems like one that wouldn't just waste your time sort of thing either. He's passionate about the music, and I guess working with him, it's a good person to have in your company.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's always cool to finish a piece of music with someone. So yeah, Clear in My Mind, that's on anywhere you'd listen to music right now. So
okay, we were talking about the Secret Dreams Festival coming up. You guys excited for that one?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big one this year. We're actually getting to play 2 sets, one set with Chalk Dinosaur and one set with the Chalk Dinosaur Ensemble. So we'll get to do both sides, get to play the more electronic stuff with what we do with the two piece, which is stuff off Punch Funk Love and Flow State and Sunset and like a bunch of the more electronic albums, and then we get to play more off the jammy albums with the Chalk Dinosaur ensemble, like Stuck in Between and Sprout and Spectrum. So we're super excited about that.
Yeah, this one's sentimental for us because we used to go to the workout probably from like 2014 to 2016. We'd always watch people on that Legend Valley main stage and be like, wow, like we want to do that. And then now we're doing it. So
right.
It's been 10 years since our first workout, I think. So it's like
it's kind of
almost to the day, which is weird.
Full circle almost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
Very cool.
So is that Lotus's festival?
No, it was the Works festival. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about Secret Dreams.
Well, it's sorry, I get this.
I know the workout is the Works festival.
Yeah. It's Rob Chafin, our manager, is also the talent buyer for Secret Dreams, so I get that all confused, I think.
Sorry, my brain's like...
Works will be there.
Yeah, the Works will be there.
Yeah, Works are awesome.
Yep. Yeah, so it's just being on that stage, that same stage is really big for us, so we're pretty stoked about it.
Now, it's, Legend Valley, there's been tons of bands that's played there over the years. Of course, notably the Grateful Dead used to play there like back in the 70s, I believe. Probably not the same stage, but, same venue, of course, and all the energy that's there, it's just, like you can feel it when you get to the grounds, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, yeah. It's that we had so many good times going to festivals at that place, and that was definitely what kind of lit the fire to get involved with the jam scene and with performing, because at the time we weren't performing, we were just going to festivals, and I mean we played music, but we were kind of on a performing hiatus.
Yeah, I have no further comment at this time.
How old are you guys?
I'm 35.
I'm turning 31 in 1 month. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're close to the same age then. What's it feel to be, in your mid-30s and, mid-30s, early 30s?
30s.
It's close before you realize it. How's it feel to be traveling up and down the East Coast? I guess you guys travel across the U.S. too?
A little bit. We're working our way. We did one show in Colorado's the furthest we went, but we're playing in California in September at a festival out there, which looks sweet. It's called Same But Different. I don't know if they've announced it yet, so.
Yeah, maybe I want to cut that.
No, I can say it. I don't know actually, but I can't announce it on our in text.
They did announce Turp Float Fest in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're playing in Oklahoma, Turp Float Fest, and then
Float Fest.
making it into Dallas.
I like Terps.
That's also not announced.
Well, I didn't announce the show. I just said we're
Okay.
making our way into Dallas.
Okay, yeah, we maybe you're playing, maybe not.
Could be going to get some boots or something.
That's what I was going to say next is you guys got any special shows or festivals that you're looking forward to playing this year?
Yeah. Well, Secret Dreams, Summer Dance. Oh, wait, I don't know if they announced that yet.
Can we just cut this whole section?
Wait, let me read you the question. How does it feel to be 35 and traveling up and down the East Coast?
Sure, yeah, that was
You
the
guys
first
are making your way across the country.
Yeah, right. How's that feel traveling? You like road tripping?
Yeah, this has definitely been the biggest year in terms of that, because we recently started working with a manager and a booking agency, so that's opened a lot of, like, we weren't really able to do that before because it's really hard to book out of town if nobody knows who you are, and nobody, I've tried and it's super difficult.
You gotta have those connections.
Yeah. So yeah, this has been the most we've played ever, and it's been cool getting to see all these different places, play with a lot of different bands, getting to know a lot of different bands who are, most of them, pretty much all of them, like, are awesome and like really fun to hang out with. So it's cool to be exposed to all the people in the industry. Definitely is like trying to figure out how to balance the writing time with the performing time, like the artist side with the performer side. That's something that's just gonna, we're gonna need to keep figuring out how to balance that correctly. And I mean, also we're both still like working other, making our living by other means. So trying to balance that until, something makes sense to do 100% with that regard. But
It's understandable.
yeah, it's been cool, and it seems like it's going in the right direction at this point. So we're giving it a shot for doing a year now. So we're gonna see how it goes in the next couple years and see if we get an idea like if it's working or not, or like if it's if it's working out, if we're still happy doing it. But right now it's pretty exciting, and we're getting to play cool stuff and getting to make better money doing it. So it's been good so far.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Yeah, no further comment at this time. Thank you.
Definitely have to figure out pacing and sleep. That's definitely like something usually when you're just doing one-off shows, it's like stay up all night and
well, we were just talking about this. The best sleep I get is when we're on the road in hotels.
Yeah.
So I kind of disagree on the sleep part. It's like that's actually my best sleep is when we're on tour. It's weird.
You like the hotel beds then?
I guess, yeah, they're pretty comfy.
Yep.
Yeah.
My experience the last couple times I've stayed in hotels have been really comfortable too. So yeah, I guess you gotta get like a good one too. You can't get like a 1-star hotel. You don't want bed bugs or condos.
Oh yeah.
Jizz spots on the bed. Anything you think a crack pipe in the corner.
Yeah. Detroit.
Yeah.
yeah, just in terms of like the sleep thing, just like you need it, and if you've got a couple shows in a row or something, you've got to make sure you get it, or try to get it at least, and not shoot yourself in the foot too much with that.
Right.
But it's been fun.
Yeah. So like not too much partying, plenty of rest. Probably eat good too. So
Very hard.
Have plenty of energy for your next show. You can give it your all.
Hard to eat well for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of like Wendy's and McDonald's and Mexican food.
Roller dogs or taquitos,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I love taquitos. If you guys haven't tried the taquitos on the rollers at the gas station, you should do it. Highly recommend the beef and cheese flavor. So thanks.
That's the first. See, he's the first one that like endorsed the roller taquitos, and I had not tried them, but I did try them after because I never heard anyone say anything about them. I've always been suspicious, but they are good.
And maybe if the reps from Tornado are watching this, then they'll have to see it and they'll slap y'all on
We'll get a
on the
sponsorship.
side of your bus.
Yeah, we could get a taquito sponsorship.
Yeah, you call it the Taquito Tour 2024. Chalk Dinosaur Taquito Tour. Hey guys, well yeah, it's been real cool. I think that's about all the questions I had for you.
Cool.
Anything else that you want to talk about?
Now we got the new release. We got
Yeah.
shows coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
right.
your eye on the Chalk Dinosaur Spotify and socials. We're getting the new music train rolling now, so we're gonna be releasing new singles monthly here, and who knows for how long, but we're gonna try that little experiment again, see how it goes. And then once we'll put them all together on a full length album at the end, but we're gonna keep dripping them out and see how that goes, and then I think we got 4 nights.
Next week.
Yeah, Morgantown, Columbus, Nashville, Indianapolis next week. So I have no idea when this is going to air, but you can find our schedule on chalkdinosaur.com or on like our social media, Instagram.
All those places, all the socials. Chalk
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
iTunes, Spotify. You got
Oh, yeah.
Bandcamp?
Yep.
Bandcamp. I don't know anything else.
That's it.
SoundCloud.
Yeah. Yep. SoundCloud. There's a lot. Yeah. And
There's
then,
a lot to keep up with, isn't it?
Yep. And then if you're into the podcast, you can check out the Chalk Dinosaur podcast.
Yeah, tell me about that a little bit more. We talked about that there earlier.
Yeah, I wanted to start a podcast to kind of like provide a place for if anybody was into the music and they wanted to go a little deeper into that world and kind of hear, how certain albums are made, how certain. I mean, I know as like a music fan, if an artist put out a podcast, like one of the artists that I really like if My Morning Jacket, if Jim James had a podcast, I'd listen to every one. Like I want to hear more about what goes into that, and like, so I definitely wanted to do that. And I also just love podcasts, so like, a lot of it is about Chalk Dinosaur, like the performing, like, talking about our travels. And then before we started doing that, a lot of it was about like music production and like things that I I don't know, my opinions on like how to mix music or something.
Right.
And then a lot of it's just super off the cuff, random thought kind of stuff. But it's definitely a music podcast.
Cool. Keep it up, man. It's like you said. I know sometimes it can be put in the back burner, but if you're passionate about it, keep going with it.
Yeah,
And
you
your
too.
fans, thank you. Your fans, if they dig it and everything, they'll listen. And I suppose if my fans, or I don't even think I got fans, but people that watch the few people that watch this, and then of course your all's fans, they'll tune in and watch it. They want to know more about you all and the process behind your music and some of the albums and things like that. That's kind of what I try to achieve here by getting people on the pod and open up about their music and their lives a little bit. So
that's good. I think it's a good format to do it here at the venue before the show and the downtime. Like it's real hard to kind of schedule things outside of that, but if they're here and just chilling, I'd probably just be talking to you the same way anyway.
Right. I like the one-on-one aspect of doing it in person too, rather than like a Zoom call or something, because you lose a lot of
hate that.
The feel to it, right? You can't read somebody's body. You can kind of through a camera, but you can't. You guys are cool. So
doing any kind of business over Zoom sucks ass. Like,
right.
Like I'm an engineer in my part-time work outside of playing, and I hate Zoom meetings. You don't get any body language. You don't get a feel for does this person hate me? Are they liking what I'm saying right now?
Timing is all
the timing's all weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's delays and there's awkward parts in it. Yeah, technology sucks sometimes.
Yeah, in person definitely better.
Yeah, it's been cool. Whenever I emailed and I talked to your all's agent, he said you guys would probably be down with it. Then carbon copied you all in on the email, and I was really thrilled when you guys said you do it. So thank you for coming on.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for having us here and talking to us on the podcast and asking good questions.
Of course.
I'm glad you had questions, because I didn't have anything prepared. So
it's okay. I try to get some together beforehand, that are relevant and about what's going on. So I've done it before off the hip, and sometimes it doesn't fly so good. So,
it's hard. It's definitely
There's a lot that goes into it. So questions, and then trying to break the ice, and get here on time sometimes, and then of course the post production. There's a lot that goes into that. I'm about 3 or 4 episodes behind in production right now, but I'm working on it. So with that being said, if you guys like watching this episode, you can find more just by searching the Grassroots 3 or 4 podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And of course, check out Chalk Dinosaur on all their streaming platforms. They'll be coming to a city near you soon. And check out Live at the Shop here at 1233 Ohio Avenue in Delaware, West Virginia. We've got great live music and always something good going on. Last night we had the Cottonmouth Kings here, which was awesome, and Dinosaur Burbs and Zombie Called, and tonight we've got Chalk Dinosaur and Aura Rise. Tomorrow night we've got a special EDM show for 420, and I'm trying to think. We got a bunch of stuff coming up soon. May 27th, that's Memorial Day. We've got Afroman that's going to be here. Yeah, so make sure to get your tickets for that.
Wait, is that the Afro Man?
Colt 45, 2 zigzags, baby. That's all we need.
We weren't sure. Yeah. I was like, is that the Afro Man?
Go to the bar after dark and smoke that tumbleweed. Yeah.
Pimpin' Pennsylvania is classic.
Is that one of his songs?
Yeah.
Shit, I only know 2 of them.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to listen to Pimpin' Pennsylvania then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it as soon as we get done with this. You guys call it Pennsylvania or PA?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, both.
It seems fitting. Right?
But if you are talking about Pittsburgh, do not call it Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get pissed about that.
We only refer to Pitt when, you're in Morgantown, you're chanting, eat shit, Pitt.
Exactly.
That's
the appropriate usage, yeah.
Right. Guys, it's been great talking with you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, man.
Yeah, great meeting you too. Thank you all again. We'll see you next time. Peace out.